broadcast, and I laid it out in the message of the day, and, I'm pretty much on top of this. President Trump is now being used by the Democratic Party and the anti-Trump press in trying to harm him, but by extension, that harms the country. So instead of we're all in it together, we got to fight the virus. We may not like Donald Trump, but we're going to cooperate with him. We're not going to tear him down. It's not happening. So we documented yesterday the Boston Globe, the New York Times, CNN, NBC News, the usual suspects. This is creating hatred and division even more in our country because we're all under strain. All right, so let's get to the facts. So as you have heard a million times on right-wing radio and Fox News, the president did stop flights from China on January 31st. That, and I'm going to take credit, was 9 days after I gave the warning to you and to the world that this pandemic was going to be a serious story. I did that on January 22nd. Now, no other country had banned flights from China before the president did what he did, except North Korea, which locked down its border to everybody. Nobody goes to North Korea, so it was more of a symbolic gesture. They did that in mid-January. China also banned flights from, Italy also banned flights from China on January 31st after Mr. Trump. Okay, so you have the United States and Italy, only countries in the world that are basically saying, we see the threat that early on January 31st. Now we did a search, my crack investigative team here at BillO'Reilly.com, on whether any world leaders spoke out, sounded a warning. All right? Now, Donald Trump did not sound a warning other than stopping the flights, which was pretty significant. And remember, Joe Biden and others took shots at him for doing that. But he didn't go around saying this is going to be hell, we got to stockpile this, we got to do that. The president did not do that. And I did not call for that. And I don't know anyone else who did. Because we did a search, and we can't find one world leader who did that. Let's go to the Democratic Party. How many times have you heard Nancy Pelosi, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, all of them? How many times? Trump didn't act fast enough, didn't act fast enough, didn't act fast enough, should have signaled it, blah, blah, blah. How many times have we heard it? 1,000, 10,000? You want the facts? Here are the facts. There were 4 debates, Democratic debates, between January 1st and February 25th. 4. In the first 3, not one Democrat mentioned coronavirus. Not one. Not one moderator mentioned coronavirus. No one. That's almost 2 months. Democrats in front of the whole world debating. Not once did anybody raise the coronavirus as a threat. However, yesterday on the abysmal broadcast, The View, here's what Sanders said. Go.
Trump, from the very beginning, downplayed the threat of this virus. The idea that today we have doctors and nurses all over this country who do not have masks that cost 50 cents or $1 a piece is unbelievable. We don't have enough ventilators, gloves, gowns. That speaks to a dysfunctional healthcare system.
Oh, you're such a phony. Why didn't you call for the masks? Why didn't you call for the respirators and ventilators? Why didn't you get them for Vermont? That's your state. You're the senator. Why didn't you get them? Because you didn't know. That's why. You didn't know, or you didn't care. The first time, you charlatan, you mentioned anything about the coronavirus was February 25th. Roll it.
In the White House today, we have a self-described great genius. Self-described. And this great genius has told us that this coronavirus is going to end in 2 months. April is the magical day that this great scientist we have in the White House has determined, I wish I was kidding.
Now, it's distressing to me as an American. Now, I'm taking myself out of the journalistic world and I'm putting myself in your shoes, we the people.